Yo, what's up YouTube? Today I wanted to talk to you guys about my personal top 4 picks for the upcoming 2020 NBA draft. I know it's still really early considering that the draft is still like 7 or so months away, but I did want to make this into a monthly series. See, a few days ago I was thinking about what kind of videos I wanted to record next, and I thought to myself that a mock draft series at the end of every month would be pretty dope. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. And by the way, there's only 4 prospects for now because I'm not really that informed in the entire full lottery just yet. You gotta remember, I'm an NBA fanboy, not a college or international basketball fanatic or anything like that. With that being said, I should be able to talk about 10 or so prospects by December when I do have more info on lesser known guys. Oh yeah, by the way, I also want to go ahead and say this before we start breaking down some of the top tier players. So please don't get offended if I have a different opinion from you in this video. I know that mock drafts are usually really controversial and no one is actually going to be 100% right all the time. So with that being said, don't get offended. It's not that important, you know what I mean? It's just for fun. Okay, now with that being said, let's go and get to the fun part of the video. With the first pick in the 2020 NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors select Anthony Edwards.
You what?
You're probably thinking to yourself right now, hold up, the Warriors have Stephen Curry and D'Angelo Russell in their backcourt, and you're trying to suggest to me that they should draft a 6'5" or 6'6" combo guard?
You what?
Okay, let me explain. The Warriors are going to have their trio back next season, and I can almost guarantee you that D'Lo will not be part of their future. If I'm the Warriors, that I'm looking at potential trades for D'Lo already to go ahead and join this trio right here and Anthony Edwards. He's easily the most slept on player out of the 4 that I'm about to talk to you guys about today, and that's because the media constantly gasses up LaMelo, and then you also got James Wiseman and Cole Anthony, who have been the top 2 prospects in this draft class for I don't know how long. And wow, I just told you the 2 prospects. That was supposed to be a surprise, or 3 prospects. Whatever. Anthony Edwards, on the other hand, is much less known, but let me go ahead and explain to you just how good he really is. Anthony plays at Georgia, and he's currently putting up 21 points on 40% field goal shooting, 35% from 3, and 76% from the free throw line. Not only that, but he's also a combo guard, which means that he can play with or without the ball in his hands, and that is literally a perfect fit alongside Curry, who is also known for his combo guardness because he can play on or off ball. And I haven't even mentioned just yet how good he is defensively as a guard, and I'm talking about Anthony Edwards here. And if you really just think about it, is D'Lo a good fit with Curry defensively? You know it's not. So for that reason alone, I would rather have Anthony Edwards. Even if he's a project player, he's going to defend, while D'Lo is just going to stay there and be just as bad as Curry defensively. So with that being said, he's also compared to Victor Oladipo, who I'm very familiar with, obviously, because I am a Pacers fan. But anyways, I think that Anthony is a great fit for that lineup right there, where he could share the backcourt with Steph and then go ahead and move Clay to the 3 next season. So I think it's a great fit with that being said. And then you also got Eric Pascal, who can go ahead and slide to the 4. He's been very good in his rookie season. And then maybe Draymond can play the 5. I'm not really sure how they will make that work because it's a very small lineup, but that's just where we're at now in the NBA, so it is what it is. For those reasons right there, I would go ahead and draft him with the number 1 pick. With the second pick in the 2020 NBA draft, the Atlanta Hawks select James Wiseman. They've been in need of a big-time center for a while now, so it's only right that they go ahead and draft James Wiseman from Memphis, which I also feel like it wouldn't be too fair to go ahead and talk about James without mentioning the things that he's been going through right now. He had a situation with the NCAA recently because his coach ended up helping him and his family move to Memphis. and he's apparently not allowed to play at this moment. He has like a 12 or so game suspension. I'm not really sure, but that just shows you how stupid the NCAA really is. At least they're about to obviously make their players profit from their name in the next few seasons. So that's a good step forward, but the fact that it took this long to get this done is honestly insane. Anyways, though, let me go ahead and go back to James Wiseman. So he is a double-double machine who could easily average 20 points, 10 rebounds, and potentially like 2.5 blocks per game. And he also has traits of a unicorn as well. If you don't know what a unicorn is in basketball, it basically means that it's a big man who can really just do anything. Most people do compare him to Anthony Davis, which I know is honestly very, annoying, honestly, because you're setting those expectations on him. So why even do it in the first place? But, the truth is we just like to compare people to see how good, they can potentially be. And then you can brag about it if you're right about it. If you're not, then it is what it is. Anyways, this draft class is very guard heavy, and there's absolutely no way that they would pass up on James at the second pick because they already have Trae Young, and like I said, the class is very point guard heavy, so you don't really need a point guard if you're the Hawks. You already got your future Steve Nash or Stephen Curry, whatever you want to say. Some people might think that John Collins should probably just slide to the center, but honestly, they've been trying to do that for a while now since his rookie season, and he has not been able to keep up with other bigs in the league. So he's a great rebounder and shot blocker, which means you should probably put him at the center, but that's not really what he's shown you. So I would go ahead and keep him at the 4 and then just draft James and put him at the 5 right away, where he can be as dominant as possible. And he's also a great defender, so he can go ahead and keep up with other top tier centers in the league, at least from what we've seen. It is a high school sample, and we haven't seen much from him in the NCAA, which we should hopefully see a little bit more by the end of the season since he's on a suspension right now. Oh yeah, side note, I really want to see a Trae Young lob to Wiseman, but then again, John Collins might just low-key jump too, and then they could collide, and then maybe that's an injury, so, maybe not. With the third pick of the 2020 NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select Cole Anthony. So I know everybody loves to clown on the Knicks and all that, but I'm not going to do that. They have RJ Barrett, who seems to be a pretty decent pick. He hasn't been very efficient, obviously, but he has shown some promise for the future. Not only that, but they also got a guy in Mitchell Robinson who will potentially be their, center for the future. And, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to clown on them, but let's
Just say they have a lot of power forwards.
So, they also have Marcus Morris and Kevin Knox at the small forward position. So now you might be thinking to yourself, what do they need? It's definitely the point guard position. They need somebody right there. They have Dennis Smith Jr., who they traded for with the Porzingis deal, and then they also drafted Frank Ntilikina in the 2017 draft. And even though they've done all of that and they've shown some progress, these two have shown some progress now, but they've just been so inconsistent that I would just go ahead and roll the dice on Cole Anthony. You have really nothing to lose. In my opinion, you'd go ahead and have to probably end up trading one of those two in Dennis or Frank, but that's not really the end of the world. And Cole is playing great for North Carolina so far, and legendary coach Roy Williams as well. He's currently averaging 21 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. And with that being said, you might be thinking this guy is amazing. But the truth is, he's also a very bad defender, and his efficiency is also terrible, which, you already got RJ Barrett, and then you get another guy who's not really that efficient. That's not really a great combo in your backcourt, but it's the Knicks, so you kind of just have to go with the biggest upside, and I think Cole has the biggest out of the remaining players. He has a 37% field goal shooting, 38% from 3, and 65% from the free throw line. So obviously not great splits like I mentioned before, but you kind of just have to roll the dice if you're the Knicks, like I said. Oh yeah, by the way, there's also the fact that he is from New York, so that's a narrative right there as well. And narrative is a big thing in the NBA, so that could do it by itself. With the 4th pick of the 2020 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select LaMelo Ball. People are going to have a problem with me putting him this low. And honestly, it's kind of sad because the 4th pick in the draft is very high. I'm not saying it's high for him. I'm just saying in general, that is a very high pick. And the fact that some people would be mad at that is honestly funny to me. But the people who honestly just think that he is amazing and he's going to 100% be the #1 draft pick, you need to just pay more attention to him actually playing. This man is not very efficient at the end of the day. And I'm not here to just, talk about his flaws or anything like that. I'm just saying the media is painting him out to be the next Jordan or something. Like, it's not like that, you know what I mean? LaMelo has a very bright future in my opinion, but he just doesn't have as bright of a future as the other 3 picks in my opinion as of the end of November. That's just what it is. Anyways, the Cavs need somebody to go ahead and pass the ball. They're currently the worst team. Well, I'm not sure if they're the worst, but let's just say that their best playmaker is averaging less than 3 assists per game. So that just shows you how bad they are at playmaking. Basically, LaMelo is one of the best playmakers in this class, probably the best. And at the end of the day, you have Colin Sexton and also Darius Garland, who haven't shown much. I'm definitely Colin's side. I think that Colin Sexton is a great player. I would most likely go in and trade Darius Garland. And, his value is still probably pretty high because he was just drafted. So I would go ahead and trade him away and then go ahead and get LaMelo. And because, you can't really roll out a lineup of Darius Garland, Colin Sexton, and LaMelo Ball. That's not going to work defensively. You could argue their heights are decent because, LaMelo Ball is like 6'6" or 6'8". You could argue that the heights are going to work out. But defensively, that's just terrible, and I don't think, that's just not going to happen, in my opinion. So I would definitely trade Darius Garland. But anyways, LaMelo splits right now are at 38% from the field, 28% from 3. Yeah, I know. 73% from the free throw line. So basically, if you can take anything away from this video, it should be that this draft class is very
inefficient.
At least that's what we've seen from the top tier guys at the end of November. It's going to be absolutely hilarious when I look back at this video, by the time the draft is like a few days away, and I'm just going to be like, wow, I really just had these 4 guys as the top 4 picks. It's going to be terrible. But, it's whatever. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, then make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're on our way up. So if you haven't joined the grind, then go ahead and do it. Other than that, go ahead and also comment down your top 4 prospects in order. And we can go ahead and have a discussion about it. Not argue, have a discussion about it. And also don't forget to turn on your post notifications. With that being said, I'll go ahead and see you in the next video. Pace signing out.